Good morning everybody, welcome for today's session, and today I will start with the next part of your topic, squares and square roots, the word square root. So let us see what we did when we multiplied 1 2 times. The result was what? 1. Or this was written first as 1 square and that is equal to 1. If I multiply 2 times, what happens? 2 square and the result is 4. If I write 3 into 3, 3 square and the result is what? 9, and so on. You keep on multiplying. So when I am multiplying any number twice, this is called a square. So square of 1, that is 1 square. 1 square means I need to multiply 2 times. The result is equal to 1. When I multiply 2 times, if the power is 2, I need to write 2 into 2 and the result is 4. Similarly, if I multiply 3 times, it is called 3 square and the result is equal to what? 9. So now there is a relation which I need to learn today to clarify this word square root. Somewhere square root is related to your squares also. So how these are connected with each other? Opposite of addition is what? Subtraction. Opposite of multiplication is what? Division. Similarly, if I am saying the square of 1, the square of 1 is what? 1. So 1 is the square root of 1. Square of 2 is what? 4. The square root of 4 is 2. Square of 3 is what? 9. The square root of 9 is what? 3. I hope you understand. Square of 1 is 1. So square root of 1 is 1. Square of 2 is 4. So square root of 4 is 2. Square of 3 is 9. The square root of 9 is 3. Similarly, if you are saying square root of 11, it becomes 121. Somewhere I need to write 11 square and that is equal to what? 121. So square of 11 is 121. That means 11 is the square root of 121. So there are two things, involution and evolution. These two are the opposite to each other. Involution means when you are multiplying it twice. Evolution is opposite to that. Means square root of that 1 into 1 is 1 square. Then 2 into 2 is 2 square. Like suppose I am saying 5 and minus 5. So when I multiply 5 into minus 5, it becomes minus 25. But if I am taking the square of 5, what happens? That is equal to what? 25. That means the square of 5 is 5 into 5. Results into 25. The square root of 25 is what? 5. What happens if I take minus 5 square? Again it will be minus 5 into minus 5 and 25. Very interesting. Please remember this. If I am taking the square of minus, it is always resulting into plus. It is always resulting into plus. That's why the square root of square of minus 5 is what? Square of minus 5 is what? 25. The square root of 25 then can be what? Minus 5 also. So whenever you are writing the square root, this sign we are using. Remember, this is called, I am making it very clear to you, this sign, this is the symbol we are denoting to show the under root, and this is called a radical. What is this called? A radical. This is called a radical. And the term of which the square root you are going to find, suppose you are going to find the square root of 625. So this is called radicand, 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 and this sign is called the radical sign, radical. So radical and radicand. I am just clearing the basics of this square root. Involution is the opposite of evolution. Means if you are taking the square, that is involution, 1 into 1. The square root of 1 is 1. 2 into 2 is the involution, and that results into 4. The square root of 4 opposite to that is what? 2. So that is the evolution. So means involution is opposite of evolution and vice versa. As I said, addition is the opposite of what? Subtraction and vice versa. Multiplication is the opposite of what? Division. and vice versa. Means multiply opposite, divide opposite is multiply. So in that way, if you are multiplying 1 into 1, your result is 1. So if you will take the square root of 1, definitely that will be 1 of square. 1 square is 1, so square root of 1 is 1. This is the square of 2, so square root of 4 is 2. This is the square of 3, so square root of 9 is 3. This is the square of 11, so square root of 121 is 11. So one process when you are multiplying twice is called involution, and when you are taking the square root of that particular number, that is called evolution. Now this is all clear, and whenever we are getting the square root, we are putting the two signs with the result, that is plus and minus both. Why? Because square of the plus as well as of minus is always resulting into plus. So that's why whenever you are taking the square root of 25, your answer may be plus 5 or your answer may be minus 5. So both the answers are correct, because square of 5 is also 25 and square of minus 5 is also 25. Please make all these things clear here only in this class. You will be finding all these things very useful in your coming class, that is your 9th class or 10th class. So what is radical and what is radicand? This square root sign. So when nothing is there written, this is the square root sign, this is the radical sign. Means the power is, suppose here it is x. So this, if you want to write in terms of power, so this without any, when nothing is written there, this is called a square root, and it will be replaced by the power 1 by 2. Suppose if I am writing here it is 3, here it is 3. So now within this symbol, somewhere in between this sign, it is written 3 here. So then I need to write the power is 1 upon 3 and so on if it is written 4. This is called a third root, then the fourth root. But make it very clear, if it is written 3x, now this 3 is not lying here within the radical sign. This is getting multiplied. This is 3 into x, means this will be 3 into x raised to the power 1 by 2. This does not mean x raised to the power 1 by 3. 1 by 3 only in that case when 3 is written here in this radical sign. So that is the third root. When nothing is written, understood ki that is the square root, and square root means power 1 by 2, third root means power 1 by 3, and so on. If it is 4th, 5th, 6th, the power you need to raise by 1 by 4, 1 by 5 and 1 by 6. So this year these are not the part of your syllabus, but still from the knowledge point of view I am adding all these to my discussion today. And then methods in your syllabus are methods to find the square root. Here in class 8 are, one is your prime factorization method, which I will be taking today. Prime factorization method. Prime factorization method. Second is your method of successive subtraction. Method that I will take tomorrow. Method of successive subtraction. And then third is your division method. So these methods are the part of your syllabus, and I will be sharing all these three turn by turn by giving you the examples in support of all these three methods. So let us talk about the prime factorization method first. So prime factorization method in case of square roots. Suppose you are going to find the square root of 4. Very easy part I will start. What do you do? 2 2s are 4. So you need to write the square root of 4 as 2 into 2. This is the pair, only single. So for 2 times you have to write the answer. So square root of 4 is equal to what? 2. One pair, so only once you have to write. Suppose now I am going for 144. What happens here? So 2 72s are 2, 36 are 2, 18s are 2, 9s are 3, 3s are, and 3 1s are. So like this, when you will be writing the prime factorization method, I am sharing with you to find the square root of 144. So I will write all these 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 times 3 is there. 3 into 3. So write these pairs, and when you are writing the square root of 144 with this symbol, so only 1 2 will be taken from this pair, and only 1 2 will be taken from this pair, and only 1 3 will be taken from this pair. So square root of 144 will be equal to 2 2s are 4, 3s are 12. So answer will be 12. So this is called a prime factorization method. Means perfect squares will be there. So that's why that is a perfect square. 144 is a perfect square of which number? That is 12. So therefore the square root of 144 is 12. So you can go for the big numbers, like suppose I am saying 1225. Suppose I am saying 1225. Let us find the factor. 5 2s are 10, 4s are, and then 5s are. Again 5 4s are 20, and then 9s are, and here I am getting 7 and 7. That is 1. So now what happens? 1225 is equal to 5 into 5 into 7 into 7. So square root of 1225 when you are writing. So for this pair only 1 5 will be taken, and for this pair only 1 7 will be taken. So square root of 1225 will be equal to what? 35. So that is the purpose. This way you can solve the questions by your prime factorization method, and that is your question number 2. So you try all these 7 parts today at your home. Now I will come to your first question of exercise 6.2. What is that? Using the properties, find the square of a number ending with digit 5. So this is somewhere interesting, and this is the part of our mathematics also. See, when you are finding the square of 5, everybody knows that is equal to 25. So it is mentioned in the question, using the properties find the square of a number ending in 5. Now look at this when I am giving an example, 25 square. So the rule is 1 more than the predecessor and 25. What you have to do is 5 square as it is you have to write 25. 5 square is what? 25. Now 1 more than the predecessor. What is there before 5? That is 2. Add 1 to that. 2 plus 1 is equal to 3, and multiply both. 3 2s are 6 right here. So your square of 25 will be equal to 625. In Vedic mathematics, this sutra was called Ekadhikeन Purven. Ekadhikeन Purven means कि जो 5 से पहले लिखा है उसमें एकाधिकेन मीन्स एक अधिक कर दो, एक जोड़ दो, और उनको क्या करो? मल्टीप्लाई करो और वो 25 के साथ लिख दो. That was in Vedic mathematics. So we are saying 1 more than the predecessor. So what is the predecessor of 5 here? That is 2. So if I add 1 to 2, that becomes 3. Multiply 3 with 2, that becomes 6. I have to write with 25. Suppose I am taking the example of 15 square. What happens? 5 5 square 25 I have written. 1 is the predecessor. Add 1 to this. So 1 plus 1 is what? 2. 2 into 1 is what? 2. So answer will be 225. Suppose I am taking 35. If it is 35 square, so what is the square of 5? 25. Now predecessor is 3. Add 1 to 3, that is 4. 4 3s are what? 12. So answer will be 1225. Similarly, you can try for, like, suppose I am saying 75 square. So 5 square is again 75. What is the predecessor? 7. If I will add 1 to that, 7 plus 1 is what? 8. And 8 into 7 is what? 56. So in that way, the numbers ending with digit 5, you can find the squares of all these numbers by using this property, which is called Ekadhikeन Purven in Vedic mathematics, or somewhere you can go through one of the example on page number 172 is given in your textbook also. That is the property which is applied, but still I am making it very clear to you from the Vedic mathematics point of view, and from the one pattern which we are following here, definite pattern in which is, but this is applicable only for those numbers which are ending with 5. Make a note of that, please. So if suppose you are talking about 105 square, so what happens? 5 square is what? 25. And what is the predecessor now? 10. Add 1 to 10, that is what? 11. So 11 into 10 is what? 110. You can check your answer. The square of 105 will be 11,025. So in that way you can complete your question number 1 and try all the parts of your question number 2 by prime factorization method, which I told. Any difficulties are there, most welcome. Send the queries or I will start with next questions tomorrow, and till then, bye bye.